Hello and welcome to Data Science Corner. This is video 2 of PySpark series. So in this video, we are going to cover create data frame functions where we'll be creating data frame in PySpark with hard-coded values. Now, what is a data frame? A data frame is a data structure constructed with rows and columns, similar to a database or Excel spreadsheet. In the context of PySpark, a data frame is part of the Spark SQL module, and it provides a higher level abstraction over RDDs. So RDDs stands for Resilient Distributed Datasets. It offers a more user-friendly API for working with structured and semi-structured data. So in PySpark, we'll be using create data frame function to create a data frame. So creating a data frame in PySpark on Azure Data Bricks, it's similar to a process what we do in local PySpark environment, but with some added steps for setting up and interacting with the Databricks platform. So we'll be using create data frame function in PySpark to create the data frame. And we are going to do it in Azure Data Bricks. So creating a data frame in PySpark on Azure Databricks is a similar process to what we do in local PySpark environment, but with some added steps for setting up and interacting with the Databricks platform. So in this tutorial, we'll be looking into 3 methods to create data frame. First one is creating data frame from RDD, then creating data from list of tuples, then creating data from pandas data frame. To work on Azure Data Bricks, you need to create an account on Azure Data Bricks. So here is the link. I'll be sharing this link in description as well. You can go there and create an account. For a student, it's a 14-day free trial, or you can use the community version, which is free of cost. So once your account is created, we'll go to Azure Data Bricks. Once your account is created, you need to set up your Azure Data Bricks account. So first, we are going to create a cluster. We'll go to compute, then create compute. Here, we'll have to give the name of the cluster. So let's put it Data Science Corner cluster. Click on create. Okay, our cluster is now created. It's running. Once our cluster is created, we'll go to workspace. Let's go to users, Data Science Corner. Let's create a folder. We'll name it as PySpark tutorial. Let's create the folder. Now let us create a new notebook. Let us rename this notebook as create data frame. So to work with PySpark, first we need to initialize the Spark session, and it's optional in Databricks as it is initialized by default. However, let me show you how we can initiate the Spark session. So we need to write from PySpark .sql import Spark session. Let's run this. As I said, Spark sessions are by default created in Databricks. So here we don't need to do these steps. However, if we are using any other system, or we are using directly using Jupyter Notebook to access PySpark, we need to do these steps. Next, let's create a Spark session. Let's name it as Spark Now Spark session dot builder dot app name. So let's give the name as create data frame in Azure Data Bricks. Now dot get or create function. Now let's run this. Now these two steps, it's optional in Azure Data Bricks as PySpark is by default initiated. Let us first try to create a data frame from list of tuples. Data. Let us give the variable name as data. Now we create a list using square brackets. Now inside the list, we'll be creating tuples. So first, let it be Johnny, and the age of Johnny is 30. This is one tuple. Now let us create another tuple. Ria, whose age is 25. So creating a data frame from a list of tuples in PySpark is a straightforward and commonly used method for small data sets or when you have data in a simple list structure. Now let us define the schema of this data. So schema is name, comma, age. Let us run this. Now we'll be creating a data frame from this data in schema. So we'll be storing it in the variable df. So now Spark dot create data frame. So inside this data frame, we'll put the value data and the schema and run this. So we are getting an error, cannot infer schema for type class str. So, okay. So here we didn't put the brackets for tuple. That's why we are getting an error. Let's run this. Now let's run this again. Okay. Now to show the data, we will directly type df.show and run this. Now we can see that our data frame is created with the columns name and age, and the rows are Johnny 30, Ria 25. So each tuple in this list is a row. Johnny 30 is one row, Ria 25 is another row. Now let us check the schema of this data frame as well. df.schema. Let's run this. So the name is of string type, age is of long type data variable. So this is the way you can create a data frame in PySpark using list of tuples. Now let us create a data frame from pandas data frame. So creating a data frame from a pandas data frame in PySpark is one of the common and useful practice, especially when you are transitioning from a local single machine data analysis environment like pandas to a distributed computing environment like Spark. This allows you to scale your data processing capabilities and handle large data sets that can't fit into memory on a single machine. Now, first, we need to use the pandas library to create a data frame. Then we'll be converting the panda data frame to a PySpark data frame using create data frame function. So first we need to import pandas library. So we'll be importing as import pandas as PD. Let's run this. Now we'll be creating a pandas data frame, pandas underscore df using the pd.dataframe function. So pd.dataframe, inside this, we are providing a dictionary with key value pairs. First one is name, Johnny, Ria, age 20, 30. Now let's run this. Now let us check the pandas data frame that we have created. We just need to give the variable name pandas underscore df and run the command. So this is the data frame we have created in pandas. Name, age, Johnny 30, Ria 25. Now let us convert this pandas data frame into PySpark data frame. So for that we'll be using spark.create data frame function, and inside this we'll be passing the value pandas underscore df. So, and we'll be storing this in df1. Let's run this. Let us show our data frame df1 dot show. Let's run this. Okay, didn't use this. So here is our PySpark data frame that we have created. Name, age, Johnny 30, Ria 25. Let us check the schema as well. df1 dot schema. Here is our schema as well. Name string type, age long type. Now there is one more thing. Suppose if you don't know what to pass in any one of the functions like this, spark.create data frame, what should you pass the value? Then what you can do is you can use the help function, and inside the help function you can write spark.create data frame, run the command. Now here, if you check here how to create a data frame from raw instances, from an RDD, from a list of dictionaries with an example, everything is given here. So you can use this help function for your benefit as well as to understand the commands. Let us create a data frame from RDD. First, we'll create our data as an RDD, then we'll convert it into data frame. So an RDD is a distributed collection of objects which can be created from a collection or loaded from an external data source. We won't be talking much about RDD in this video. However, we'll be creating a separate video on RDD at a later stage. So creating a data frame from an RDD, that is resilient distributed dataset in PySpark, is a common practice, especially when you start with low-level data transformation using RDDs. Then we want to leverage the high-level SQL functionalities and optimizations provided by data frames. So let us first import the row function. So we will be using the row function to create an RDD. So we need to import from PySpark.sql. So from PySpark.sql import row. Let us run this. Let us create an RDD. Name the RDD equal to spark.sparkContext.parallelize. This function you need to use to create an RDD data type. So spark.sparkContext.parallelize. Then inside the bracket, we'll be passing a list with row function. First row function will be name John, age 30. The second will be row Jane, age 25. Now let us run this. Let us create a data frame from our RDD dataset. So to do that, we'll be using our spark.create data frame function. So Spark, let us store this in df3. So df3 equal to spark.create data frame. Inside this, we'll be passing our RDD data. RDD, let us run this. Let us check df3.show. So we are getting name is John 30, Jan 25. Let us check the schema as well. So we are getting the name string type, age, long type. So this is how we can create a data frame from RDD data type. These are the three ways of creating a data frame in PySpark. First one is from list of tuples. Second one is from pandas data frame. Third one is from RDD. There are various other ways as well. Like we can create a data frame after importing a CSV file, JSON file, and Parquet file, which we are going to look into in subsequent videos. So in our next videos, we'll be looking into how to read data from a CSV file and how to create a data frame on it. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.